basically the objective with this product was the very best drone footage is moving in basically 5 axes. It's changing in elevation, and it's yawing, it's tilting, all very synchronized. It's super dynamic. It's moving through space in all 3 dimensions. Traditionally, that's been reserved for not just an expert drone pilot, but an expert drone pilot with an expert camera operator with whom they have this relationship that they're very much in sync and they have experience working together. And it's a big, heavy system carrying it's ultimately very expensive and very risky and dangerous, quite frankly, right? So it's like if you could deliver those same results for a creative person or a shooter or DP who doesn't necessarily have the drone skills or experience or have the interest in becoming a drone pilot, they just want to have access to those shots, right? And if you could do that, and you could put it in a backpack in something that is like lightweight and fairly affordable, like that would sort of be the holy grail. And also build something that is allowing for future innovations in terms of battery technology, motors, payload, something that would receive another gimbal, because as the drone market continues to expand, would strongly expect that camera makers, that make high quality professional cinema grade sensors are going to start building lightweight, optimized to be flown versions of their systems, right? So if we can basically achieve that ease of use and also be ready for basically future camera innovations and put it in a small form factor that one person can use, that would be success. So I feel very strongly that we've been able to do that with Solo. The fundamental intelligence that, so basically this is the first consumer available drone that has both a full-blown computer inside of it as well as on the controller. So what that will mean in the future is exciting and sort of undetermined. What it means for, I guess the initial users today is I think we've really done a good job of achieving that goal of taking that what was traditionally a 2-operator, big, expensive, heavy blender sort of operation and put it in something small and lightweight that somebody who is not a drone pilot can use. The way that we achieve that is we use the computer to essentially do the camera operation more perfectly than even the most experienced human operator can do. The way that we achieve that is you imagine a shot. Let's say I want to start with an overhead of the JVC booth over here and then sort of descend down to reveal this sort of staging area and tilt and do sort of movement all 3 of those dimensions very fluidly and seamlessly. I would fly to my first point in space, tilt, yaw, sort of find exactly what I want my end frame to be. I press a button. I fly to my end frame. It doesn't matter how I get there. It doesn't matter that I get there smoothly. It doesn't matter the path that I take. I find my second frame. I press a button. Now, instead of being a drone pilot, I'm just a camera operator. And I can literally press play and the computer onboard Solo will perfectly ease from one point to the other. Do that one very, effectively execute that shot better than I ever could have done myself. Right? So then it just becomes about making creative decisions, and I'm just deciding to. As a matter of fact, I want to do that a little bit faster, or I would like to ease out of the shot over a little bit longer period of time. And then instead of all the sort of traditional piloting mechanisms, I am now I'm just nudging the frame. Let's say I'm shooting something live, like I'm shooting like half pipe at the X Games or something, where I basically know where I want the camera to look. I basically know what my framing is going to be, but there's some variable of this additional, sort of like live element where, actually maybe I wish I was a few degrees sort of pan one way or another. So still all of the benefits of the computer-assisted cinema, perfectly executing that shot. Now I'm no longer doing all sorts of heavy lifting of executing the shot. I'm just making minor creative adjustments to make sure that I have the perfect frame the entire time. This
the shell here. So 3DR link, which is effectively giving you Wi-Fi and command and control. Command control up to a mile, which is, for all intents and purposes, farther away than you should ever be responsibly flying in the first place. Up to 1,000 meters of HD downlink directly to iOS or Android. 25 minutes without gimbal, 20 minutes with gimbal on the battery here. The battery bay and the motor pods designed to be upgradable. So the center mass on the battery is, or the battery is on top because it's directly over the center of mass, which means we can have bigger, different battery technology in the future and still utilize the same airframe. Accessory bay, so imagine a 100-watt LED light that you can carry with you in your backpack and extend your shooting day by an hour, right? Or have synthetic moonlight, or use as a work light. Like, it really adds, a lot of sort of seen and unforeseen utility. We're excited for third-party manufacturers to start taking advantage of that feature as well. So yeah, again, as I mentioned, full Linux computer on board the craft, full Linux computer in the controller. The feature that I mentioned, where you're effectively setting keyframes in space and letting the computer execute the shot perfectly, is cable cam. Similarly, orbit feature, which enables you to set basically the center of your shot. Be it a tight wraparound shot of a car or an actor, or be it on a larger scale, you're sort of establishing sort of wraparound shot of a building, getting that nice parallax in an urban environment. Those sort of like useful wraparound shots, again, sort of reduced to having the vision for the shot that you want, and then defining your subject matter, and then pressing a button, letting the drone execute that thing for you. Perfect. $9.99 for the copter, $3.99 for the gimbal. Also, your solo ID connects you to Drone Share. Traditionally in the drone industry, customer support has been a real pain point. As exciting as it is to fly these things, to crash one can be equally as emotional of an experience. So basically what we've done is we've created a sort of a virtual black box, both in the cloud and on your transmitter. So we're logging we're basically logging every flight. So in the event that something does go wrong, what might be perceived as a malfunction, we have clear and distinct evidence of that, and you are able to, if it is our fault, if there is a malfunction, we'll be able to see that in the log. We'll replace everything for you, of course, for your charge. So, sort of removing that pain point is important to us.